All right. What? Maybe it's just late. Hello, stargazers. Welcome in. Welcome in. Why is nothing ever 100%? Hello. Welcome in. Hang on. In all fairness, the chat's always late. It doesn't feel like it's late. It just. Let me try here. Where's my... Let's try this. There we go. You guys are alive. Glad to hear it. Ah, goodness. Late but alive. That's all that's all that matters. Okay. Goodness. Hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Arcanite. Hello, Weston Fox. Hello, MG. Hello, Janu. This is... Wait. That's better. Hello, Vesta. Hello, Willow. Hello, Seko. Hello, Babylon. Hello, Silence. Alright, are we good? I think we're good. Yeah. No, I had it cranked up to... I told you, it resets every single time, and I have to manually fix it every single time. So, apologies. Yeah, it's, Yeah, it's... I have it, like, so it won't be, like, extremely loud. Like, it'll break, it'll just, it'll vibrate in a weird way. Disturbance in a listener radio wave match. The Discord has been chaotic lately. In other news, water's wet. You tapped right into my brain there due to my high-res headphones. Gosh, I'm sorry about that. How is everybody today? Hello, Airtane, welcome in. How is everybody doing today? Yeah, we can't rely on this chat is definitely slow. Why? Why are you so slow? But I hope everybody's having a good day today. It is, whoa, what was it? Trying to think of what I'm saying here. Good day? Not too hot here? Yeah, it's true. Oh! Pfft. Wow. Oh, I'm stupid. I was like, yeah, you know what? Let's try streaming on Twitch. I don't even have Twitch's chat here, and I can't even see what- hang on a sec. Alright. Twitch's heresy. You know what? I wanted to try. I wanted to see, Twitch won't appear on the screen, but I just wanted to see, like... Let me see. There we go! Sapboost is here! Hello, hello! This would all be so much easier with one channel. Yeah, you're very right about that. I was too nervous to do it today. Okay? I was too nervous to do it today. I couldn't get myself to do it. I had too much anxiety. Hello, Kalimax. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, I apologize. Twitch's chat can't appear because I can't have multiple channels. So yeah, I mean, truthfully, it will be easier once we all just condense it into one. I just can't... I can't get myself to do it. Universe came along to give you an out, and then as soon as Vesa, like, alerted me to that fact, then it started working again. So what do you think that means? What do you think it means if, like, Universe gave me an out, Vesa alerts me that the Universe gives me an out, and then that's when it starts working? Hello, Sapboost, how are you? Good evening, the troublemakers here. It means you're stubborn? No, but it was like as you were saying it. That's just fine. We Twitch chat are here to be oppressed. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna sound like I'm talking to air because I don't have you guys on the screen. It means you should stream Arknights on Mondays. Aqua! Oh gosh. The universe gave you an out by allowing you to delay the switch further. The universe is working overtime to prove both you and Vesa are wrong. Wait, what are we wrong about though? Like what? It's like how my internet broke until you messaged me. Our messages have been fixing each other's tech issues somehow. You're not wrong. What does it all mean? I watched your Saturday VOD. Your determination is incredible. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't really know what I was in for at all, but... well, even so, I did still E2, what'd I say in the bulletin? We E2'd, Kyobai, Blemmy, and Honeyberry, just to not make it so stupid. But still, thank you. It means your internets need each other. E2'd at what level? You don't need to know. So Star, what are the starting thoughts for the mail club? So mainly I think that the way I want to go about this don't make me look. Don't make me log into your account to check. You're awful. Oh my gosh. Yancy Man Twitch, so I'm popping up here. Hi, hello Grendel, welcome in, how are you doing? It is good to see you. That's not. Hello Grendel. Long time no talk, how have you been? What level, Star? The level you'd expect, okay? The level you'd expect. Give me a... No, not one. I changed that at least. Yes, 40. I'll get them to 60. I will. I'll get them to 60. But I just E2'd 3 operators at once. So, that was just, you know, I'll get there. Survived a mega marathon of exams. Finally full chartered lawyer with a oh, really? Wait, Grendel, really? Are we finally full explain to me like, okay, explain to me like I'm 5. Are you, like, you passed? Did you pass? Oh my gosh, congratulations! Congratulations! Oh my gosh! That's huge! Passed with distinction, A! I'm so proud of you, Grendel! Oh my gosh! Oh, do you feel a huge relief? Major congrats, Grendel! Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy for you! I do remember the struggle with it spanning years. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to hear that for you. That made my day. That made my day. I'm so happy for you, Grendel. Yeah, Grendel is an OG. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to hear that. You can finally work by yourself with your own firm. Congratulations, that is so nice. I don't know what y'all mean by levels, but I will support the instance on 60. Oh my gosh. Give him a necklace treat to celebrate. Hey! That's a tall order. 60 is a tall order. Yeah. Yeah, with the levels, it's Arknights related. Vesa's fussing at me. Come on, he deserves it. I can do a lot of other things. I can't do the necklace. Oh my gosh. Look, I can like, we can get him a cake. Does that work? Maybe. We have pastries in the cafe. I can ask Prism to make you something. Star now has a lawyer on retainer to sue bunnies who are causing problems. Lilith in shambles. Fry a fish? I don't really think that that's a good celebration of being a lawyer treat. An explosive... No, not a bomb-shaped cake. A bomb-shaped cake-shaped cake. After your extensive experience with Arknights, have you chosen a favorite character and your literally main character? Favorite character is a operator named Suzerain, and she is a sweet little kitsune. I love her dearly. She's absolutely adorable. She is like 11 years old. I love her. As for the literally me character, I don't really know if there is one. I think people would probably joke that it's Haruka, but I don't know who else. Everyone's kind of a very different personality, I think. Beagle? You official? Papyrus was in the run? True. Papyrus was in the... But I haven't met Papyrus, so... I don't know. People probably say the streamer lady. That's just... That's just a torturous... potential future that we don't want to exist. My literally maze Cal, apparently. Still going with Jessica? I don't know Jessica enough either. I don't know. I don't know if I have one. But favorite by far is Suzerain. I can pull up an image of her in just a sec if you want. Let me see. I can show you who everyone's talking about too if you want. I must also ask, have you watched Dungeon Meshi? I was recently did and was very possibly surprised. The best take on an anime cat girl I've ever seen. And you like the cast personalities. Okay, so really silly irony to you asking that. I have not watched Dungeon Meshi because they did a collaboration with Arknights. And I know that I would like it too much and then be really annoyed that I missed out on the collaboration. So I've not watched Dungeon Meshi. Ironically. I have, however, I've watched the first season of Frieren, and I'm reading the manga for Witch Hat Atelier. That is a very disappointing reason. I don't know what you want me to say. Waiting for a rerun, I say. You know, anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. You must transcend the frustration. I would be frustrated because I'd be like, oh, I really would have wanted to be part of this, and then I wouldn't be able to, and I'll end up liking it too much. Witch Hat Atelier anime airing right now too. Yeah, I'm halfway through the manga, so I want to finish the manga before I jump into the anime. Witch Hat Atelier, like, very much surprised me because it fits so nicely with Lucinari too. I mean, obviously not one-to-one, but, you know, art is magic is very, very much within my realm. Unfortunately, the fact that it's become so popular with the anime fans have shown me just all of the problems that come with giving people art as magic. And half the time I'm thinking of stargazers. But yeah. And I still need to finish the second season of Frieren. I've only finished the first season and barely started the second, so still need to do that too. But those are the big three now, right? Like, those are considered the big three. Dungeon Meshi, Freeren, and Witch Hat. It's so interesting how the genre has sort of shifted very quickly into these, like, top ones. Just draw circles everywhere and see what happens. That sounds terrible. You cannot stop us, only restrain. That's all I need to do. Suzerain is proof anime fans can't handle good things. I don't want to... Wait, what? Have you watched the end of Beastars? I still haven't, but I've heard mixed opinions. I have not. Did they have a third season? Because I only saw the second, I think. I don't think I've seen the end. No, I don't think I saw the third season yet. What else was... Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to go back to that, aren't I? Third season came out last month or so. Okay, I definitely did not then. No, I only saw the second then. But main media consumption order right now is finishing Witch Hat manga, or getting caught up, I guess. And then getting back to Freeren, and then I guess Witch Hat anime. Goodness. I feel like I was... What was I saying? Oh! Hello, Daho! Welcome in, welcome in! How are you doing? No, you're good. You are all good. Something mail club. Thank you, yes. So for the mail club idea, everyone kind of gets the general zeitgeist of it, right? Everyone kind of gets the general idea behind it? Because guys, the mail club idea, like the concept is seriously picking up steam, just in the general world at large, right? Like there's so many people jumping on this. It's crazy. But, I miss the bombs, only watch like 1.5 Irium streams. Oh. I can't do anything about what Irium can do, but look, all I'll say is, people might force me to somehow find solutions that I don't necessarily need. But something, you know, I don't know. That was a very Irium-specific thing, so... Outfit redeems? I only have 2 at the moment, and they take a long time to make. I am not a fast seamstress. But yeah, at some point, basically what I would like to do is, like I've said before, the Tuesday and Saturday streams are basically like, those are locked in Arknight stuff. But Thursdays and Mondays, eventually, I think we can kind of turn into like more open, more silly type of thing. So whether that involves redeems or stuff, I don't really know yet. I don't really know what I'm capable of doing, like, as a streamer here. The hardest part, when it comes to redeems and stuff, the hardest part is getting YouTube to behave, actually, because most redeems are very Twitch-centric. Like, the very Twitch-driven. A lot of the ability to do things is very much tied into Twitch. So it's really hard to find things that are able to be done through YouTube. Stream Elements is not ending, thankfully. Thank you for bringing that up, Grendel, because that is an update I have to give. Stream Elements is not ending. It might end up being bought by someone else, but they basically said that they will keep it up. Whether it's under new management, we don't know. So we really don't know anything between that, but they want to still keep it alive, at least. I will personally end Stream Elements. Grendel, I need it! I kind of need that to work. Me, I'm buying it and ruining it with mandatory AI features. No, Grendel! Don't go to the darker side! Can YouTube do this? It can't. Wait, is that how we got the squished prism? Is that where it came from? Is that where squished prism came from? It can't even show up on the... Oh my gosh. Law school does crazy things to a man. Did squished prism come from YouTube? Or from Twitch, I mean? I didn't know this. I didn't know that that's where squished prism came from. You guys can't see Twitch chat. This is so stupid. The bad thing is he's a lawyer now. He's the law. If he wants to do it, he can. Oh no. It was a Twitch tool thing. I had no idea. I just thought someone went into Photoshop and just... Me and law school have a chicken versus egg relationship. What does that mean, Gruntle? Twitch lets you edit emotes somehow. I don't think it's an AI thing, more like built-in mini photo editor. I knew that because some people like flip over the image upside down and stuff, but I didn't realize that the squish was part of it because I've only ever seen it on Discord. Also, for those of you guys who don't know Grendel, imagine the similar chaos to Newbie, and we basically have Grendel. Obviously, they are different people, but Grendel very, very much is in that same vein. Debate between nature and nature. Does law school turn one wicked, or are the wicked attracted to studying law? Oh my gosh. Grendel, did you ever meet Newbie? I forget, because we were all in the same group. Because Newbie was part of VTuber Senpai's community, so I don't know if you ever met Newbie. They multiply. Yeah. Might? Newbie is the skeleton bunny. I feel like you guys have met at one point, potentially. But anyway, you guys are very similar. I miss seeing you in the stream. I know I've been doing Arknight stuff, so I understand that if it's like, you know, not your cup of tea. But it's really nice to see you, Grendel. No one met Newbie. Pro played hide and seek like the Japanese World War II vet who hid for 40 years. True. Fair enough. But yeah. Grendel, if you ever want to chit-chat in the Discord or anything, you are more than welcome to. It is very open to you. Oh, also, the bomb thing from Irium transferred over with Arknights, and then they kind of all became the same thing. Been terribly busy and a bit offline too at your hours, or modding for a streamer. That's very fair. I understand that. I don't think it's a good idea to let a lawyer in there, but we might need one. Silence, why? Why was that? No. Grendel was present? I vaguely remember him. I understand you're busy. I just wanna give you the invite. Also, most of the community is now in Europe. So in terms of time zone. I must think of one of my signature cursed thought games. What? We did successfully invade and take the majority of viewers. A little bit, yeah. You must have seen our games talk? What? Oh, like suggestion stuff? You guys have the weirdest suggestions, you know that? Jeez. Ugh. But yeah, all I wanted to say is that if you want to chit-chat in the Discord with the community, you are more than welcome, and I feel like you would fit in fantastically. That's all. But if you're super busy, being a lawyer and doing lawyery things, totally understand. Either way, still really happy for you. A very clear outline for suggestions. Everyone ignored at least one aspect of it. The community is still feral. Oh gosh. I listened to you, Vessa, until I didn't. Oh my gosh, Styler. Can I show Throne suggestions? That's a whole stream in itself. Zapboo says, "Grats, lawyer Sama." An evil genie appears. You're given the choice to earn $1,000 if you go outside and convince a random stranger around your age to watch your favorite movie with you. You have 24 hours. That actually doesn't sound too hard. If you fail, you lose the ability to see colors for 3 months. Grendel's trying to turn me grayscale! Oh! Double it and give it to the next person. Sepia light. Oh my gosh. I don't go outside. I feel like I could do that. I feel like I could. I feel like if I... Wait, this is so easy. You just convince the random stranger by paying them. You get $1,000 and you just go up to someone and you go, "Hey, 20 bucks if you watch a movie with me." You just convince them so that they'll do it, but make it a lot less than what you would get. This reminds me, isn't Irene's artist colorblind? I think so, yeah. What if the stranger finds the bribery shady and it becomes super awkward? Then you find another person who's more desperate for 20 bucks. Story's message, I found a great idea. I feel like it's me, I'm desperate. How do you know the genie isn't doing the same thing to you? Maybe someone's paying the genie $5,000 to get you to watch a movie with someone as a pet. How far does it go? Well then look, then we're helping the genie. We get 1,000. Well, like, you know, 970 or whatever. So, I think it's doable. Genies were pyramid schemes all along. Double and give it to the next person. Getting on a genie's good side is probably a smart idea. True. Exactly, yeah. Never trust a genie? Yeah, but you know, we're kind of like... I can kind of get on the same page. You know, we kind of have similar abilities. Can you ask the genie to watch with you? Hey genie, you want to watch Aladdin? THLPH, why? THLPH is squishing emotes. Been asleep all day so far, I'm a little out of it. No worries. Grendel's just giving us weird discussion stuff. Asking a genie to watch Aladdin with you is such a power move. Oh. You watched Loving Vincent? No, I have not. About the cheese? What about the cheese? Why are all of the emotes squished on the Twitch side now? Oh my gosh. Okay, mail club stuff. Mail club stuff. Okay. Basically what I wanted to chit-chat about was, like, so the mail club idea is something that I did not come up with. It is something that is very, very popular lately. There are a lot of people who are doing, like, you know, this very, very similar things. Most mail clubs consist of, like, a letter, a sticker or two, and a print normally. So that is a typical mail club setup. Now, of course, there's people who are trying a bunch of different things, trying to stand out, trying to make theirs unique, trying to throw in a bunch of different things to make theirs, like, weirder and crazier, or have different niches, different concepts, etc. I've seen mail clubs that are about, I've seen a lot about cooking. I've seen a bunch about, there's one person who does a lot based on architecture, lots of different things. Our mail club is going to be very much tied to Illusionari, to the Stargazers, to you and me, to all of that kind of thing. So my question to you guys was, if you are interested in the mail club, if you're curious about this, if this is something that you want to do, it is basically a paid subscription, but what you're getting out of it is a unique letter every month, unique art, unique prints, things like that. But what I wanted to ask you was, what kind of things would you be interested in? If you know that it is Illusionari themed, themed is kind of a weird way to say it, but basically, you know, discussing Illusionari related things. I wanted to know what kind of things you might find the most, intriguing. New challenge, you have to pick one. Get Isekai to the Dark Souls world. And you have to beat the game. But personally Isekai, then you return home. Where's option 2. You can only draw robotic mecha skeletons for 5 years. If I'm Isekai to the Dark Souls world and I fail, do I die? Does she respond ReZero style? God. You'd come back at a bonfire, I assume. World building, your closet and accessories. Okay, hang on. Wait, I'm writing some. Wait, okay. Let me swap to the art section here. Oh, and Grendel, let me show you what suzerain looks like. All right, let me I need to throw up a picture of suzerain here for Grendel, because Grendel doesn't know what suzerain looks like. Where is the PNG thing? We need the PNG thing. We need to show Grendel suzerain. She is so adorable. There we go. Behold our light. I still need to get the modules so I know why. Alright. Let me make this a little easier to see here. This character is suzerain. I love her dearly. She is the best. Grendel, please behold this small child. I love her so much. She is a sweetheart. Very fluffy individual. Indeed, yes! Sometimes she doesn't deploy her so she won't get hurt. Yeah, true. I love her so much. Alright, and then, where is her? I don't have her... Where is it? Oh my gosh, where are you? There you are. So, Grendel, you have the small child, right? You have the small child fox character. And then there's also her mom. And I love this so much. So yes, these are my two favorites. Hang on. And Suzu Dad. I don't have the... Do I have the... I don't think I have the PNG of Suzu Dad yet. We don't even know his name. No, I do have it. It's in... I have a PNG folder called Favorites, and he's the only one in the Favorites folder. Amazing. Alright, this is the dad. Here we go. I need to get, like, a pic- I need to get them all together in one image. Hang on a sec. There we go. Hang on a sec. Need to do this real quick. Let's do it like this. I'm showing Grendel the whole family here, because he doesn't know. And he needs to know. I love them. They are perfect. I love them all. They are all ears, indeed. But they're fantastic. The dad is a priest and the mom is a gangster. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I probably don't have the size correct, but that's okay. We're just showing off PNGs here. I love the mom. Susuro can call me dad once the mom marries me. You're actually getting two characters confused. Susuro is a different character who also happens to be a fox. The small one is, Suzerain, which I think means Lily of the Valley. No way, Vulpus is so tall. No, I know, she's like, well, actually, we're the same height, I think. We don't have a height for the father, so I'm just throwing the PNGs here. But, I would imagine he's probably taller, but I don't know by how much, so... I don't know. Probably, like, and then, of course, chibi proportions are gonna be different. I don't know. Anyway. It doesn't matter. Most important thing is that I just wanted Grendel to be able to see them all. Susuro is my wife. Susuro is Star's adopted little sister. I'll show you Susuro so that you can put a name to a face. Where is she? Where's Susuro? There we go. This one is Susuro. So, also a fox. Medic. And no, they are not, They are not always foxes. We just happen to like the foxes. I saw Susuro when I googled. Susuro's the tomboy. Big surprise why Vesa likes them. Also, Grendel, I don't have any details because I know that this is, like, in spoiler territory for me, so I cannot, like, pull up images or look anything up. But I believe, you know, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I don't know a single detail, but I do believe that there is a canonical lawyer operator. Is it, or maybe she's a judge, I don't know. Penance, I don't know what she counts as. But it's still within Grendel's vein, so... Penance? Okay. Grendel, look up Penance. I'm not allowed to know anything about Penance yet. But I felt like, you know, with the same profession, that would help. What kind of cake would Grendel be? That's... Oh, what kind of cake would Grendel like? Why did I read B? What kind of cake would Grendel like? That is a good question. You read her backstory? That's... Oh, that's Proviso, right? That's someone... Wait. Oh, there's a lot. Right. We also have Proviso. Penance is a judge. Proviso's the legal advice. Proviso's the lawyer, right? I'm getting so confused now. I'm getting confused. You can look up both of them, I suppose. Proviso's the lawyer. Okay. You can look up Proviso. Wait, I can show you Proviso. Proviso's safe for me. I think. Pretty sure. I think we're good on Proviso. Do I have her here? I don't have her here. Proviso, the lawyer, Penance judge. Okay. I can't look up anything related to Penance, but I can look up Proviso. It would help if I remembered to write Arknights after that. I keep doing that! It's like when I look up Mountain and get confused why I'm getting a bunch of, like, Mount Fuji. There we go. There you go, Grendel. Horse lawyer. I keep doing that. There you go, Grendel. Have you gotten into Uma Musume? Sounds like you're kind of beach, as we say here. Ironically, I did try Uma Musume. I love the designs, I love the characters. Gameplay-wise, it's not my cup of tea. But I do like the characters, and, Mejiro McQueen has been compared to me a lot. But yeah, there you go, lawyer horse. I just wanted to show Grendel that. Alright, anyway. I need to go back a few. So that I can, I need to jot down people's ideas that they had. Because there were people saying trading card. Tarot card, that's interesting. I will let you know right now, I will probably never end up making a tarot deck because that is a gigantic project. Let me see. Someone else had something that I was looking at before I went into suzerain mode. Closet and accessories? Question mark? Lore and north. We're not going north anytime soon. Alright, and then we went into suzerain mode. Tarot deck would be amazing. Tarot deck would take so long though. Tarot deck is like what? 60, 80 unique, 72 unique illustrations? Lore letters? That's kind of a given, you know, just, you know, what the, huh? How did we just go to white? The heck? You make it bit by bit, 1 card per month? Yeah, but that would take, like, 5 years? You could focus on the major arcana first. I feel like I'm not in a place where I can handle doing tarot deck because I am someone who has, like, used tarot decks. I don't want to just randomly throw in illustrations. There's so many artists who just, like, they don't know anything about the tarot, but they just, like, want to draw tarot, and then they just make a whole deck, but it has, like, no meanings because they don't actually follow what tarot is. I don't want to do that. Art for trading card game sleeve. That's an interesting one. TCG sleeve? I guess that's something that you can produce someday. Fridge magnet? Oof. I cannot ship anything. That's the other thing. Sorry. When I'm asking for suggestions, I need it to be thematic, not necessarily item-based, unless it's paper, because I can't ship anything thick. Nothing larger than a 1/4 inch thick can go into the mail system before it counts as a package. How's your map drawing star? I'd love maps with the lore. Funny enough, I actually have an assignment to add a map of Illusionari at some point, like sooner than later. So probably very early in the mail club, there will probably be a map included. That's actually been a assignment that I've been given. Maybe not now, but in the future. Tarot deck definitely sounds like a lot of work. Yeah. I know people who have tried doing tarot decks. It's intense. It's usually, like, these days, a lot of people do, like, community-based ones. I would love to do, like, an individual one. But yeah, that would be a while down the road. I feel like to do a whole tarot deck yourself, you have to be really, really confident in your art skills. Like, you just have to do it really quickly. I mean, like, you have to be confident. You have to be able to churn out a lot of work. Someday, though, I would love to. Hang on a sec. Good old classic stickers. Stickers are definitely a thing, yeah. Illusionari coloring book for us less artistically gifted. I do have coloring pages in mind, yeah. But I'll write it down just so I don't forget. Coloring pages. Haven't you seen the anime magnets? They're pretty thin. You mean like it's like just on the magnet paper itself? It's not without like the thick plastic? I mean, I can look into it. I know people have made like printable magnet. Oh, magnetic bookmarks are a thing, right? I don't know if they can go through a mail system though. I'd have to look that up. Magnets, thin. I don't know how viable those are. I know there are people who sell them. They sell bookmark magnets that they can print out, but... Very much down with the north exploring. The mountains are calling and I must go. Guys, there's an entire continent to look at, and you guys want to focus on the one place. Definitely a massive project, especially if you want each card to be unique looking and thematically consistent. See, that's the thing. I don't want to be one of those artists that just randomly draws tarot without knowing anything about them. What about regular bookmarks? Absolutely. I keep trying to look up to see if you can mail tassels, but I don't know if you can mail tassels, because I would love to do bookmark with tassel, but I don't know if you can put tassels in a mail. If that not counts as making it too thick or not. I don't think magnets will trip up customs, probably. Hopefully not. I don't know. I'd have to do some research on that. In case others here don't know the ancient lore, Starlight's forehead star is a silly sticker. Grendel! Grendel, the irony is that they were just discussing that, like, before stream. Oh! Oh my gosh. A gaming mat. Gaming mat, a mouse pad. These are all things I couldn't do for the mail club, but these are like, I guess, decent ideas for like, those would be good if I do print on demand. Because the website that I'm going to be hosting the mail club on, hopefully, if everything goes right, it's also a print on demand website, so print on demand is very possible for those. I would not ship out mats myself, that would be very expensive, especially to Europe. Community or mass collaboration possible? I and a large group of friends finished a full deck for an artist friend that started the task. Also, oh wow. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's a really, really big project though. That's not really something that's on my mind at the moment. Tugging on the star causes it to flash silly lights and play those Chinese store toy chip tunes. Grendel, why? Is printing on a cloth band for hanging it on keychains possible? I think those have to get outsourced. I don't think there's a way I can do that. For the time being, as I'm still trying to do this as a tiny little individual artist, I'm probably gonna stick to things that are completely flat, and then if we wanted to gradually move on to other things, we could. Printable ribbon is a thing you can do, I just don't know how to outsource these things. Yet. Depending on the weight you can ship the tassel. I'm worried about the thickness, that's all. What about those flat keychains? Are keychains not usually flat, just a little thick? I'm confused what you mean. I've done a few giveaways for battle mats. I agree it's cost prohibitive. I pulled it off after 9 months of work. Oh dang, wow. No, if I did mats, I'd do a print on demand. I would probably do print on demand. Eventually I'll learn like how to use things like Vogue Race or stuff. But I'm not at that level of shipment and fulfillment yet. And I feel like a mail club is a good way to get used to shipment and fulfillment. And I did used to do shipment and fulfillment in the sense, I used to ship out buttons and keychains. I just haven't done it in a very, very long time, and international shipping is also a major, major hassle, and most of my clients at the time were easier to ship to. So I'd have to be careful. So I feel like starting off with flat letters is a good way to get used to how this goes, and then, you know, add in print-on-demand stuff that I normally couldn't make myself, and then eventually add in things that I could outsource, like keychains and buttons and things. You know, gradually trying to figure this all out. Hell yeah, Starlight Mail Only Club. Grendel, how are you able to make the same joke? We've been over this. We've been over this like months ago. How are you making the same joke? Oh my gosh. You remember those small things you could find in your cereal which had different images depending on an angle? Yeah, lenticulars! Lenticulars are actually coming back too. But again, outsourcing. But lenticulars are making a comeback. It'll be a learning experience, and there might be a few bumps and learning pains. We are with you for this. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Printed scarves was something a friend of mine did, but planning is important. Ooh, that sounds like you really have to plan it ahead. That sounds like a big one to plan ahead. Yeah, these are all like, guys, I am baby merch experience. I've only shipped, the largest thing I've ever shipped was a keychain. I mean, not in general, but as merch. As merch you could purchase. I've only shipped keychains. So, I just want to go back to, like, flat letters until I learn how to do it. Again. Until I relearn it, you know? Also, Starve, you considered sending chainmail. It provides good protection against blows from enemy blades. Oh, right. You really are like Newbie. You're both obsessed with puns. That will definitely trip up customs. Oh, probably. Most likely. Yeah, of the flats, I guess that's like what I'm trying to figure out. Okay. A trading card a month is doable. The thing I like about doing a trading card over a tarot card is that a tarot card feels incomplete without the rest of the deck. A trading card can stand alone. I can do a trading card in the mail every month, no problem, because it can stand alone. I'm trying to do things that aren't necessarily needing a full set. Especially not 72. But, yeah, something about accessories, sure. Lore letters are kind of a guarantee. Lore in the North, I'll think about it. Coloring pages, we can definitely do. Fin magnets, I'm gonna have to research. Bookmarks are definitely doable. Lenticulars are an outsourced thing. But, possibly? I have a banger idea. You can print your bulletin background as a timetable. What do you mean as a timetable? As a calendar? It's a personal art piece. I don't know if I have the right to make merch of it. Because that piece, I did not make that piece. That was commissioned. Cursed tablets that bring ruin to whoever receives them if you make them thin. You know what I just realized? Based on the previous questions of, like, if you were in a Dark Souls game, if you had a tie with a genie, da-da-da-da-da. I just realized something. Grendel is the combination of Newbie and Lillian. Which makes a lot of sense. A dark entity that loves puns. Do not send cursed totems, chat. Quick question, anyone lagging? I think we're okay here, but yeah. Guys, let each other know if there's lags, I suppose. Now that's a horrifying thought. Am I wrong, though? Am I wrong, Lillian? I'm gonna tell Lily she has a kindred soul. A few times? Lag spikes, that's weird. I don't know why. Let me see how the health of this is. Stream health. It says stream is okay on my end. Huh. We haven't dropped any frames, so I'm not really sure. Summer Storm, probably. That could definitely be the case. Banger idea. Custom-made Crayola amulets of a Starlight Sonic-inspired OC that you can wear around your neck in public. Grendel. Oh, man. It's gonna get way worse the coming days. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's been like that since a few days here. Yikes. You guys dealing with major storms? I mean, to be fair, I was yesterday. I felt really, really, really lucky because I went outside and I was out for like an hour, and as soon as I came back, it immediately started pouring. Like, extremely, extremely hard rain. And I just made it, and if I hadn't come back any later, I probably would have been like a half hour away, stuck in the rain. Yesterday, not Saturday? Yeah, yesterday. Because Saturday we were on a boat. We don't need to create the second Sonichu medallion, as funny as it would be. We really don't, but I knew that's where he was going with it. Listen, Star, you could have a link for an STL of a charm or a pendant for those of us with production capacity. I know what? Two-sided picture necklace? Huh? Two-sided picture necklace? That sounds really specific. Glad you made it. I was very, very close to being absolutely drenched, and I'm lucky that I wasn't. We did lose quite a few tree branches, though. The forest was not in a great place, but, you know, it was basic, kind of intense storm. Curio locket? Radio broadcast said today firefighters had 1,000 incidents to deal with over 48 hours due to storm. Dang. That's a lot. Look, as long as it's not a Thunderbird storm, I think we're okay. It was just a small storm. If it's a Thunderbird storm, we're in trouble. If it's a small storm, we're okay. A curio locket? That'll be interesting. I know someday someone's gonna want to make the necklace as an STL. Also, one of the reasons Mako didn't make it home in time, probably. I hope they were able to get away from the rain, at least. If Starlight made STLs, we could 3D print minis of her and use them in board games. At last, we can force Star to play Elden Ring on the tabletop. I didn't even know there was an Elden Ring tabletop. Ugh. Yeah, speaking of STLs, I need to be able to do clay stuff in the future. Even if it's not digital, even if it's just physical, but I still want to do that someday. Anyway, flat things. What do the ants of a Lucinari look like? You know, I've never really noticed ants. Do they have a crystal carapace? I've never really paid attention to the ants. Start joining the Warhammer 40k tabletop. Oh god. Okay. I think this is like... I'll put down map, because I do need to make the map at some point. That is literally an assignment I have. But okay. Closet and accessories. Map. I'm looking at things that are, like, subject matter and not material matter. No ants? Doesn't that make you antsy? Time for a documentary. Planet Lucinari. We'll track David Attenborough with us for this. What? I don't know what any of that means. We should have Star react to Bricky's Warhammer 40k re-explained. Have Star touch the brick. The way you're writing that makes me uneasy, so I'm gonna go with a no. Ants are big and turn you into crystal with their venom. That kind of describes the Originium slugs more than whatever would be in a Lucinari, I think. Although I have not met everything, so I can't entirely say that with pure certainty. What? More zany than W40k insanity? I'm not touching Warhammer stuff anytime soon. Anyways, so yes, lore letters are kind of a given, since that's sort of the main idea of a mail club, is getting a letter. And basically the letter is either going to be sort of introducing a location, or talking about a little event, or a little moment in time. I've seen all kinds of different things. So, like, person who's doing architecture club, they might give a little bit of history about the architecture that they're doing for that month. I've seen people who do recipes, and they'll talk about, like, you know, some moment with their grandma giving their recipe. I've seen things that are like, what would you call it? Like little, trying to think of other mail clubs I've seen. A lot of people use a mail club as just a blog post, to be honest. It'll be like, you know, hey, this month I had a picnic and I did this and I did that. And I'm like, I don't want to make it like full-on blog post, but a little bit with, you know, what goes on in Illusionari I think would be nice. Hello, Trion. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're having a good day. But yeah, I mainly want to know, like, flat things, and of those flat things that I can put in, what subject matter would you be interested in? So, like, Arcanite said, closet and accessories, I suppose? Or a map. Like, if we did stickers, what kind of stickers would you want? If we did prints, what kind of prints would you want? Subject matter stuff, basically. So, like, definitely stuff related to Prism, but, like, in what way? If you guys, like, had any ideas or anything specific that you really wanted to see, stuff like that. Start with, like, the orcs, makes things work with the power of weird magic-like beliefs. Something cute to put on my laptop, definitely Prism. I'll keep that in mind. Her eating stuff, sushi and the like. Oh my gosh, you saying that reminded me of that silly baka doodle we have of her, like, confusedly eating ramen. Can make that one. Send concept art and silly sketch stuff, like the stuff you put in Celestial's channel, or the old ref sheet sketch. If you can't remember which one I'm talking about, I'll DM it to you. Yeah, old ref sheet sketch? I don't remember old ref sheet sketch. And I have a two-sided print of the crystal and ribbon on you. Wait, what? What do you mean a two-sided print of the crystal and ribbon on you? Wait, just like the items? Just a print of the item? I'm confused. Wait, do you want it like, hang on a sec. Where's the compass? I did at one point do, like, item stuff. Hang on. Where is my compass? Because someone was mentioning items at one point as well. Where is that? Why is it not in the Illusionari folder? Should it not be in the Illusionari folder? The heck? Oh my gosh, I have way too many things here. Why is nothing where it needs to be? Why is Miss Christine in my folder? Why is this not here? Where's my compass? I'm confused. Oh, there it is. Okay. She goes where she pleases. Fair enough. Alright. You're saying two-sided print of the crystal and ribbon. Are you talking about something like a layout type of thing like this? Because this I've shown before. I don't know if anyone remembers it. But something where it's like discussing an item? I don't know how to do two-sided prints yet. But there are a lot of different items that we could definitely discuss too, absolutely. What did Vesa send? Oh, just like really rough stuff? Wait, I don't want to print those out on good paper. I can throw those in on a letter, like in a drawing on a letter, but I don't want to print those out on nice paper. Like behind the scenes stuff? Sneak peeks? I mean, that I can just do... Behind the scenes stuff, I think, is more of like a channel thing, though. They don't have to stay rough. No, that's true. That's true. This was like, you know, nice, finished, polished, can stand on its own. The stuff Essa sent is like sketches before I finished rendering things out. I get what he means, though. Rough concept art. But yeah, if I did that, I just wouldn't want to turn them into prints, that's all. I can still like throw those in on a letter if I'm describing something. Rough concept stuff is like the kind of thing I would love to eventually have on like one of my art dreams, like far into the future. One of my art dreams is to publish a concept art book. Like a big, thick, full-colored, like you see with Disney movies, where it's like, you know, a whole story and then all the concept art that went into that. I would love to have one of those someday. I think that'd be really cool. That's a long while away, though. No, I appreciate you throwing ideas out, yeah. Let me see. Let's go back here. So, definitely Prism stickers. I can also make stickers of, like, stickers of... I was gonna say emotes, but those don't make great stickers of... Discord calls them stickers. Stickers of emotes, I'll just say. But that might be a more general thing. That might not be, like, Mail Club. That's the other thing, like... I'm sure that with Mail Club stuff, you guys want it to be exclusive, too. So I have to juggle that as well. Yes, individual printed items are a hassle. It depends if they're nicely done. I mean, I have a few prints of individual items from other artists. Might be dumb. What about recipes for Lucinara-themed snacks and food? That's not bad. I'm just not as talented with the food stuff. But... I can illustrate. Whether I can put together a recipe is another thing. But maybe community recipes, I've been thinking could be fun, because I know there's a lot of people who are good with recipes. I can make some basic things, but not good enough for a cookbook. I think it would be cool to have, like, community submitted stuff. Like, recipes, would be really fun. If, like, 1 month we had a Stargazer who submits a recipe and then we could illustrate it type of thing, that could be really cool. You made crepes? I mean, that is true. Yeah. Tumblr Schnockler to create a Stargazer-themed dessert. The tricky thing with Stargazer stuff is that, like, it's... This is why I would get along really well with Blue Poison. A lot of the colors of things would look very unnatural. Don't you sell your stuff short? I know people who can't even do that. Eh, fair enough. What about an Ask Prism column? People sending questions each month, and you pick and illustrate one or two in the same style as the pre-Irium ones on Twitter. That I really like. Wait, that's actually really cool. Wait, like a little printout Tumblr Ask blog things? That would be really cool. Hang on. Tumblr. I really like that. Ask blog style printouts. You know, it's funny you say that because I actually saw a Instagram person and they were doing Tumblr Ask blog type style thing, and they what was I saying? Tumblr Ask blog style printout, and they were doing them as like Instagram stories. I thought that was a really cool idea. It can be lore-related, Prism explaining things about Star or the world from her point of view, or silly things about Stargazer's shenanigans. Yeah. I like that a lot. I'll write lore or silly. Ask Vlog would be really fun. I did do that pre-Irium. I really liked that. Yeah. That was fun. I don't know. I'll have to ask Prism if she's open to that. I know you guys still see her as just that image in the corner, but I swear she's more than that. What are Tumblr Ask blogs? So basically, back in the older days of Tumblr yore, people would have like OCs, or some people would do it with existing characters, and they would essentially have like, on Tumblr there's a feature where you could ask another Tumblr user a question. So what would happen is someone would send you an ask and you would answer it, but you would answer it with an image. And people really liked it because it made it a lot more interesting. So, for example, I'll see if I can pull up one that we did from Irium, right? Let's see if I can grab that real fast. Those were actually really fun. I did like those a lot. But because it was Irium-based and not, like, our current community, I hardly got any to answer. I had a few. Ironically, not at all from anyone in Irium. Crystal Apples one was a good one. Yeah, I'll grab the Crystal Apple one. Paste Crystal Apple Asker. So, like Vessa said, I want to know what stargazers do / how they act when you're traveling outside of Elucinari. Is there a hierarchy system, or do they just kind of do whatever? So then I drew this, and then I had like a little text thing, and I said sometimes they're, you know, sometimes they're going off on their own adventures, sometimes they're practicing magic, or sometimes they're bothering Prism for favors. And then this pink stargazer said, please bring back Crystal Apples. Because the thing about Prism is she can kind of relay everybody's messages to me if I'm out. If I'm out and about and doing stuff outside the atelier, then Prism can sort of relay messages and communicate them to me if other stargazers need help. This was back when I thought Elucinari was the name of the atelier and not the continent. The world, honestly. The world itself. Show another? I only have one other that fits. The others were very Irium specific. This was the other one, and I like this one. I thought this was cute. Ignore the person's name. But someone says... I was just being silly. I was just being funny with it. Prism's very cuddly. So someone was asking a silly question, and I wasn't gonna answer it, but then I found a nice way to do it. Does Prism join you on your AK adventures to give you our mail? What? To give you our mail? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like a courier? Does Prism join you on your AK adventures to give you our mail? I'm confused about the AK part. Sometimes we summon eldritch beings into secret chambers of the deep earth. Jeez, Lillian. I'm trying to see if I have any others. That's Irium, Irium, Irium. Oh, this is the only one this is the only other one I answered. Someone said, okay, another question. I imagine the stargazers are all fluffy and soft. How do they keep their fur, tassels, etc. soft and fluffy? Basically how you would normally imagine as, like, you know, hair care, fur care, all that kind of thing. About the up and about bit, so when you're busy leading the land ship, it's kind of like two separate, it's kind of two fully separate things. So I was asking, is Prism bothering you with messages during AK stream? It's two fully... That's why I need to draw that banner at some point. That's sort of two parallel concepts. Don't show this to THLPH, he'll start trying to sell us bootleg combs. How do you bootleg a oh, well, I guess that is possible. Anyway, yes, you basically need the tools that you would for polishing gemstones and for hair care. THLPH says on the Twitch side, I'm here, I'm always here. For the few that might know it, okay Mo says, for the few that might know it, I would submit my earth meal and chicken Kiev comet recipes need to be published by my chef streamer friend first. Oh dang. It's made of paper mache. I was projecting an avatar into Terra. It's like to... I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not gonna go into that right now. That is a difficult thing to explain. But yeah, anyway, this is sort of the Ask Blog thing. So I could absolutely do Ask Blog related illustrations and probably make them look nicer because I'm not rushing for Irium. What did you decide for Mail Club? What do you mean, what did I decide? What do you mean, what did I decide for Mail Club? In what way? But Vesa, I like the Tumblr style Ask Blog stuff. I can do printouts for that. I think that would be fun. I don't know what you mean, what I decided. The other thing, guys, that we can keep in mind is that, month to month does not have to always stay consistent, right? It doesn't always have to be, this is gonna be a letter, a print, and 2 stickers. A letter, a print, and 2 stickers. A letter, a print, and 2 stickers. We can always do it, like, very loose. It could be like, oh, this month is, like, a letter, a print, and a bookmark. Or a letter, a print, 2 bookmarks, and a sticker. A letter, 2 bookmarks, a sticker. You know, a letter, a bookmark, and a lenticular. We can always, like, have fun with it. We can always, bleh. What are the words I'm trying to say? We can always, vary it. You did make decisions, right? Rather than just write stuff? No, we're getting ideas for the general zeitgeist of it. And then I have to break it down into, like, what we want month to month. But, I'll make those more surprise-based. I wanted to know, like, themes that you guys wanted, concepts that you guys wanted. And I do want to mainly keep it to Illusionari, I think. I really, okay. I think, it might have been Seko, I don't remember. Somebody was asking, like, is this also going to go to people who don't know you? The answer is yes. It is also going to go to people who don't know me. So this is less about me as a streamer and more about me trying to introduce people into Illusionari. So they might know me, they might not. What I'm hoping is that they can, wow, okay. Timing. What I'm hoping is that they can, learn more about Illusionari, see if it's something they could get more interested in, and, potentially, like, see if they wanted to join us on being more part of the world. But I also, okay, I'm trying to get my thoughts in order here. I've seen a lot of mail clubs that are trying to do something related to like ongoing stories and world building, and I feel like it's very hard to get people into those because you have to know an entire franchise and stuff. But I want to still make it general enough that people could still find it, you know, cute and fun and relatable. And Illusionari itself, I want to be something that people can sort of see themselves in a little bit. Like, Illusionari has a lot to do with magic that is based on art, and I really want to pull that into what people might want. I'm trying to articulate it. I'm not doing a great job at it. You can erase lore north. That was a joke. The real suggestion was lore letters. Okay, fair enough. Basically, I want to... How do I explain this? I want Illusionari to genuinely be something that does get larger over time, but I want it to also be very approachable to people who have no idea what it is and are hearing about it for the first time. So, like, remember when we were doing the animatic, and I said, guys, my goal for this is to make a joke where you don't have to know who Mudrock and Platinum are. It's just funny based on the individual context of the short itself. That's kind of how it is with the Illusionari letters. And then if people want to learn more and want to join the community and want to get more into it, then I'm hoping to have things like a little bit of a story introduction, teach them about what a stargazer is, how they can sort of design their own version, that kind of thing. I want this to be a thing that can build up, but is still approachable for people who don't know what it is. Approachable as in Warhammer 40k lore. I guess it would be too much for now, but a Crystal Illusionari D20 would be pretty hype, especially for avid D&D players like Artemis. That would be interesting. I feel like there's so many Crystal D&D dice, I have no idea how you would, like, specify it. But essentially what I'm hoping is that, I can just, like... I think a lot of existing mail clubs, they do things where it's like... I've seen two directions of mail clubs. I've seen things that are really general and really cutesy and really basic, and then I've seen things where it's like, you have to learn an entire world and an entire concept and an entire history, and those ones don't nearly do as well. And I've seen the in-between, which someone basically just tries to make a mail club that's like, it's basically Harry Potter. You're a student in basically Hogwarts. And those are kind of like, I've seen someone compare that as like, essentially like Dragonology or those kind of books. But I want something that is not any of those. And I'm trying to go with something that is a little bit more unique, not super generic, not just basic magic school, letters from basic magic school. And it's hard to find that balance. The numbers are foxtails. Make a little prism as the 20. That's kind of cute. Star, if you want info on custom dice for later ideas, poke me in Discord. I have a friend who makes gaming accessories. I have a custom pair of snakeskin and Noble Hops flower sets from her. How do you have so many things that you do? You do so many crazy merch stuff. That's wild. We want it to be brand focused, but without requiring the giant lore PDF to make heads or tails of. Yes! Yes, exactly. And it's really hard to do because I feel like when a lot of people make stuff for their stories and things like that, it's very hard to make it approachable and not overwhelming. And that one is the current prism emote. But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of how I want it to do. Like, eventually introduce some members of the village, maybe introduce Selkies, maybe introduce some of the dragon folk, that kind of thing. Like, gradually. Gradually introduce different species, different concepts, talk a little bit about the magic system, talk a little bit about various locations that I've, you know, either yet to travel to or have traveled to more often. First month might be talking more about the village, because the village I can get to pretty easily. Ask the Desir clan. I know a gal non-binary. Fair enough. Still, that is kind of crazy. There's so much variety in what you know. That's a lot of merch. So yeah, basically, I'm just saying, like, I want it to be about Illusionari, but I wanted to open the floor to you guys if there was anything in particular that you were pining for. I think is the best way to say it. I think that's the best way to say it. If there's anything that you were pining for, but for the most part, it's going to basically be related to Illusionari. And hopefully you get to meet some other people along the way. You know? I mean, it's a very large world. It's not just myself and Prism, right? I know it's kind of out of the scope, but a Starfall Dice Tower. You guys are really pining for the 3D stuff. I keep saying flat, 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 and you guys are like, how 3D can we make this? Look at my 3D printer. We're very excitable. I'm glad to hear that. But, you know, the initial steps are, hey, Star, what are you able to make? What can you physically produce? What are you capable of in this current climate? Any plans on making a mini shop with other stuff available just for US members who can avoid international shipping charges? Oh my gosh. A mini shop? No. Why would I make a mini shop for... The majority of the community isn't even in the USA. Oh. Star, did you ever hear of a Stargazer that stayed within the boundaries? Fair enough. The shipping cost isn't the issue, it's the regulations around shipping. Exactly, yeah. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I do eventually want to just be able to ship out 3D things, even to Europe. Yeah, I don't get- the shipping cost is not on me, you know, that goes to the customer. It's a matter of, is this feasible? I'm not doing free shipping in crazy amounts like that. Make the shop. We just use the black market run by the hamsters to get the stuff over to us Euro buddies. Oh my gosh. I want to be able to ship anywhere, but because it's so difficult, I really want to take it slowly. And in taking it slowly, that's where the letters come in. 2D things, easy things, stuff that fits in an envelope. One of us has to bite the sour crystal apple, jump across the pond to ferry it back to the motherland for the time being. Border controls vary against, fruits in particular. Letters and flat things are the beta test, gotcha. Exactly! It is the beta test! Yes, that's a good way to say it. Letters and things are the beta test. I'm not currently capable of doing the crazy stuff, but I really want to get into- I want to be able to start something that I can stay consistent with, right? I want to have consistency in doing this event that, like, you know, I can churn out and know that I'm sending out this, this, and this. I'm down for an Illusionari calendar. That would be a cool thing in the future. I have no idea how to produce calendars. but I will keep it in mind. These are all very, like, pie-in-the-sky concepts, and I really want to focus on things that, like, I know I can produce. I know I can make. I know I can get out to you guys within the next few months. My goal is to start this whole deal by the summer. That is the goal, anyway. I'm a little scared. But the summer to launch is the goal for this. Illusionary origami standees? What is an origami standee? Is that different than an acrylic standee? So we all know that any larger than a letter will take a year at least. It is very soon, yeah, that's why I'm trying to figure it out. That's why I'm asking you guys. That's why we're having this stream. That's why we're discussing that. I'm just gonna draw a dumb prism. I'm just drawing a dumb prism at this point. There, now there's actually art on the page. There we go. Yes, I'm aware of Essa. It's a standee, but you just fold the support up like a convex shape behind the drawing to keep it standing. Oh, printout stuff. Prison posting is how Star copes with us. I mean, let's be real, it works. Prism posting, indeed. Okay, wait, actually, that's a really good question. That is something I do want to ask about. In terms of, like, okay, let's say a standee, right? Let's say, like, a printout standee, little cutout thing. I have a question for you guys. I just want to know, like, with all of your guys' opinions, because this is something I've been wondering. I would love to be able to include paper crafts, stuff like that. Quick little activities people can do. Would it be too much to ask for, would it be too much to have crafts that required scissors and glue? Is that too much? If you had to cut out different shapes, or if you had to glue things together. Why would it? You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked. Nervous laughing. Yeah. This is why I have to ask. Do not base your ideas off my abilities, though. It's not just one person. I'm thinking about, like, in general. Because I saw people, doing this. They'll have, like, you know, little things that you cut out and glue and tape together and all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to, like, you know, make that too... I don't want to make too much of a barrier for people. I do want to have coloring pages, though, so that there is some form of activity type of thing. But in terms of something where you have to cut it out or glue it together or tape it together or whatever, I'm very 50-50 on it. I'm forklift certified, I can handle scissors. Instructions unclear, scissors glued to forehead. Fantastic, Lillian. In this community, I mean, it reduces accessibility, but it is in the realm of crafts and art. See, that's the thing, right? I don't want it to be prohibitive to anyone. I know how to do a lot of crafts. I've designed a lot of crafts for things. I know how to make versions of crafts that could be really fun. It's just, it can be very prohibitive for people. So I really just want to ask about that, genuinely. I'm a special case. I don't expect anyone else to be as bad about it as me, LMAO, and even then I'll still try. I'm trying to think of, like, what I can do that's, like, doable enough, and also doesn't require too many things, because not everybody... Everybody has scissors. Everybody has a pair of scissors. Not everybody has tape and glue. Not everybody has tape and glue. I know everybody has scissors, but not everybody has tape and glue. Genuinely, you worry too much? No, Seko, I know it seems silly. I know it seems silly, but you'd really be surprised. Stargazer cutout paper dolls is an idea, just put a 7 and up age label on it. No, it's like, it's really... It's a very weird thing where it's like you want to make a fun activity, but if it's too frustrating, then it just becomes irritating. And you also have one of my other fears is like, if I have like an activity thing, and then, you know, you might accidentally mess it up or whatever, and then it's like, that was the one copy type of thing. I could always give the PDF, but then you'd have to be able to print it yourself, and I can't ask people to print something in color. That's also unreasonable. So that's why I'm trying to figure out, like, is this something where I would make it or give instructions for you guys to make it? And I don't know what would be preferable. I'm really trying to figure it out, but it's difficult, and that's why your opinion is really important to me on that one. I think a good idea is to mix things up for the first few months. Send like a SurveyMonkey link to people who are actually in the mail club. And let people give feedback based on the first 3, 5, or 6 months or something. That's fair. Add PDF as a QR code as a failsafe is a good idea. Yeah, I just know that a lot of people won't be able to print things in color on good paper. I was thinking you do a cooking recipe and we share the results on Discord, so from fire to glue, I feel the second is safer. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. To be afraid of something robs you of some joyful moments. That's true. I really would love to have an element of it that is hands-on. I think it's fun if I can include activities. I'm also trying to think of, you know, I'm trying to think of both sides of it. And I know you say that that's silly and that that's way too overbearing to worry about, but I have been a craft counselor before. You would really be shocked. See what some people like best, what they want to see more of, etc. There you go. But yeah, it's, I'm shocked already. No, it's really crazy. I've tried to have events and things that people could do, and the amount of people who refuse or just don't want to try or just get mad or frustrated in like 5 minutes is really high. Well, it's like, yeah, wanting to make it accessible to everyone, you do have to draw a line at some point. Yeah, that's true. Stories from therapy sessions always leave me flabbergasted. I used to be a technical writer in the manufacturing sector, so I feel your pain. Craft counselor, craft counselor, craft mac and cheese, Star Wars and cheese confirmed. No, but ironically, a friend did. Like, you have hobby knives for woodwork and crochet kits and stuff, you'd be fine with crafting, but for the general audience, might always be an idea to do some pulls. Yeah. The thing is, like, my fear is, like, the cutting out a shape thing and the... It's mainly the cutting out a shape thing, really. Cutting out a shape thing is, like, can be really annoying for people. I have a party trick where I can actually... cut things out of paper without drawing anything on them. Like, if you just... I used to do this party trick. This was really fun. I asked someone for a sheet of paper and a pair of scissors. I asked them to name an animal, and I just start, like, cutting out the shape of the animal on blank paper. That's always really fun. But, obviously, that is not something that everybody's capable of doing, and I'm aware of that, and I want to make it not insane. You're the big cheese now, though, Fox. If you send me a papercraft I don't think I can do, I will unironically just get my mom to do it instead. I'm not missing out on Illusionary merch. Fair enough, fair enough. Like, super detailed as in tiger stripes, too? I mean, if you did it that way, you'd have to just... how would you do that? If you... It would have to be really thin. You'd have to make a cut somewhere where it would have to be like, actually, wait, you know what? Hang on a sec. You make a mini tutorial? I'm trying to think of how to do the tiger stripes now. I feel like you just have to cut into it in the base and then make it more of an illusion. Actually, wait, let me send a photo over of someone else's mail club, and I'm curious what you guys think of this. This is not the level of a craft that I would expect to send immediately, but this was just like I saw this and this was cool, but it involves making cuts. So I'm curious what you guys might think of this one. Hang on, let me just try to find the picture of it real quick. Where was that? I saw it the other day and I was like, huh, would that be doable? Alright, let me grab that real fast. I just thought it was really, like, visually pretty. I was like, oh, that would be a really fun thing to do. This was actually the architecture person that I was mentioning before. Arts by Trinity. Very, very talented artist. But I'm curious what you guys think of this. So, this was a papercraft she had in her mail club. And it's this, like, cool 3D layout type of thing. And I would love to do something like this, but it involves this instruction. Cut out each layer, stack and glue starting from layer 1. You can also make a tunnel book, scan QR code for a tutorial. And then there's these layers, including this one. And the other thing is you'd have to, like, you'd have to cut a circle in the inside, which, honestly, that's hard. I would not have something necessarily where you had to cut that out, because I think that's really difficult to ask people to do, and then you'd have to cut out, like, the silhouette of the building. So, it's really cool visually, it's really pretty, but that seems like too much to ask of people. So there is tutorial. She gives you a QR code for tutorial, but that's kind of intense. Disclaimer, not suitable for persons under 7, over 30, lacking opposable thumbs, or with engineering degrees. Love to receive something like that. It's pretty, but I'm worried that it might be intense. Heck. Okay, YouTube needs to stop with this auto-translating thing because it just made Siam Zero, like, say what he wasn't saying. The heck, YouTube? I was thinking about something more complicated. I mean, it depends, right? Like, what is the level of complication? It's really hard to determine, I think. What did YouTube do? I know he's speaking English! That's the stupid thing! He's speaking English and YouTube changed the word entirely. Why am I being subtitled? I don't know. YouTube, what is wrong with you? Okay, Mo says I need that disclaimer on a sticker. It is, it's translating foreign comments, but it's making it up. Autocorrect is stupid, no kidding. It might warrant a disclaimer with an example of what the participant might be expected to do / try to do, honestly, but it seems very reasonable as a craft. Yeah, I'm hoping it could be something cool, because I love these accordion crafts. I think they're so pretty. But this requires cutting out 4 different things, and cutting out different strips of paper, and gluing them all together, and you'd have to have a good glue stick, not the stupid school ones, but like, office grade or artist grade. Is it the AI takeover we all fear? Yeah, kind of. Okay, Mo says Star's out here making a Gunpla Master grade craft kit. Did it translate my Japanese comment? Yes, it did. I didn't even realize it was in Japanese, because I just see it as, can you read this, Star? It didn't even appear as Japanese for me. It's just auto-translating. This is new! YouTube didn't used to do this! I didn't even realize you wrote it in Japanese at first. It's just auto-translating everything. It's kinda handy. But, on the other hand, it's also making people speaking in English say bad things. And I don't think it's doing a good job. It's translating very strangely. I mean, maybe it's literal, maybe it's exact, I'm not really sure. The first one definitely wasn't. If it's already in English, why would it translate it? I don't know. If YouTube gets that, I'm impressed. YouTube translated it as, yes, what was the reason? In the end, you always ask yourself, what was the reason? Was that correct? Because that's what I'm reading. That's deep. Even got the accented speech? This is freaky. I have to mouse over to see what the original said in a different language. So I'm going to take a test in Spanish then. LLMs just do things wrong all the time. As someone who dislikes LLMs after studying machine learning. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, yeah, no, it did translate bad. Yeah, it said, so I'm going to take a test in Spanish then. Janu says, that's strange. How can that be? That's strange. It's so weird because, like, it makes you guys sound flatter. I feel like it should at least give you some sort of visual indication that it was a translated comment. Oh, it does. It does. I can mouse over it, and I can see that it was. And there's a little symbol that looks like the kanji, and then an English A to show like this is foreign, and it does show it to you, but I basically have to mouse over it to see what it originally said. Germany, sir, what are we talking about? They are very literal translations. Indeed, yes. So now I'll write something in Italian. If there's something wrong, say platypus. Interestingly, LLMs translate based on large amounts of fanfiction. I mean, that doesn't shock me. There's a lot of wording, there's a lot of data in that. Not translated for you? It doesn't do it on the Twitch side. Your message was translated good? Your message was translated well? It's weird though. With 10 cannons per side, wind astern, and full sail, a brigantine doesn't cut through the sea, it flies. So we don't have to write in English? This comment section is now owned by the Federal Republic of Germany. Loki, we could do one stream where we all speak our native language and see what comes from it. So if you still understand us, we'll all just write in our native languages from now on. I mean, as long as it doesn't mess up. This could make moderation more difficult. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's not do that. That would definitely make moderation more difficult. Vesa, yours did not get translated, but I still understood it. It's entirely possible the LLMs have been substantially influenced by My Immortal. Lillian, and saying things that I did not need to think about. It also reinforces LLM usage for the corporate YouTube. I'd rather write in English. Yeah, fair enough. Very, very true. Yeah, we don't need to be, like, feeding the AI here. I love how Vesa is the only one that didn't get translated. It's better to stick with English, but if you try something different, a message that started in English and ended in Italian, is it translated? It translated the whole thing. In word I cannot pronounce and did not get translated, a beetle sounds in the reeds. Mine isn't real Spanish, I made it up to sound Spanishy. I was curious if it would even try to translate it. But you still wrote hombre. You still wrote hombre, and it didn't translate hombre. Alright, have a great rest of your day, Trion. Take care, don't fall into the sea of chaos. Ha! Ha ha! You have no idea how ironic that statement is. Alright then. Why did the... Okay, Daho, Eritane, Stockler, and Babylon's statements were all translated. From by Trion to by trio. And Sime Zero. Everyone said by Trion, and it translated to by trio. So, okay, it can't do usernames. Trion isn't even German. I think it's just picking whatever... Okay, it'll translate it, but it won't tell me what it was from. To no one's surprise, an LLM has done messed up. Yeah, these all say by Trio. That's, interesting. The Romans go home? I wonder if Trio is a translation or a typo correcting attempt. I don't know. This was translated from what? You don't need to know. Yeah, this is weird. So anyone saying Seco will be translated from Spanish. I don't know. That did not translate. We're getting too distracted from the mail club. I mean... Let's tay dry? Let's tay dry? I think this is supposed to be let's try, but... Oh no, wait. Dry. Is that the translation? Dry? Okay. Did not know that. Yes, it did translate it then. It is a very fun excursion, to be fair. Stockler, that didn't translate. I did the mistake on purpose? Okay, so let's tay did not translate. But Seco translated to dry. Willow said, my children. Does Daho translate? This was written, playing. This did not translate. Stockler said we so meow. True, brother. Stockler's did not translate at all. Yeah, this is strange. But anyway, long story short, sometimes it translates, and sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it gets it very wrong. And either way, it's still showing YouTube how much they want to keep using AI, so... Also, someone brought up a good point with the spoilers. It makes it harder for the mods to moderate, and people who think that they're able to get away with it by just writing it in a different language, it'll just auto-translate. Trains. Why did Aroma take over your account? One, two, three. That is not translated. I'm going to steal the necklace in Spanish and they won't be able to stop me. Amazing. This is weird. Yeah, better to stick with only English to try to minimize problems. Yeah, I think so. I think so. No, now he knows about our plan. But yeah, anyway. If you can check settings? Wait, is there a way to not make it do that? Right, you were saying that. I'll have to look into that later. See if you can deactivate them for future streams. That's a good idea. Knowing that it's an AI-related thing, it's probably 50-50 on if you can turn off anything related to it. Yeah, I don't want HR to have to deal with this. Yeah, I don't know if YouTube will give us a choice. Let it be said that trying to game the moderation by using auto-translate will get you banned. Yeah. Yeah. If you read dry, it's me now. I mean, it doesn't translate your username. I'm just gonna start tossing out bizarre names to make the translator overheat and explode. I'm not even gonna try to say those. It's good that you're the only one here who can speak Thai. So I'm gonna have to add a Babbel subscription to throw into HR can study to know when to delete foreign comments. Yeah, we'll look into if there's a way to turn that off or not. But yeah, anyway. Do we get an Hallucinari dictionary? Hopefully we don't need one. That's the other thing, is, I think that when you have, like, I mean, maybe there's some words, but modern Hallucinari, I don't think we'll need anything. Kind of reminds me when me and Dao had this battle when we switched languages. Star would have no idea. I mean, I think I could recognize the difference between Polish and Spanish. Yeah, but it would be translated. Fair. I mean, again, I can just mouse over. I can just, literally, guys, yeah, mouse over and I see it in the original language. I know the phrase, you idiot, put the pencil down, exists in modern Hallucinari language, and that's all we need to communicate with Star. YouTube, you are made of fail. Your translator is made of fail. Shouldn't it be the other way around? You mouse over to see the translation? No, I mouse over to see the original. It auto-translates in my view. I mouse over to see what language is being written. And of course, if I don't recognize it, then I still don't get to know what it is. It just shows me the translated one. Seko, it translated it as pump. I know, but it does seem like it should be the other way around. Yeah, but what they want to try to do is make a tool where people have to think less. So instead of being like, hey, there's a translation available that you can check, instead it goes, here's the translation. Do you want to see that someone wrote in their native language? So it doesn't, like, tell you. Yay, I like thinking less. No, Vesa! It was a warning? Not a great warning if it just says pump! Vesa, no, don't lose your... Vesa! You are already an android! You don't need the AI at all! Also, your use of emojis made me think that was THLPH for a second. If only my English class were this easy in the beginning of high school. But then it would just all be in... If that was, like, your English class, then it would all just be in German, and then you'd have to, like... What, and then you would just, like, mouse over to see it in... English? Ah. We can communicate in emojis to confuse the AI. Gosh. Alright, anyway. So, you guys are saying that, you guys are saying that this is not too insane? That if I included stuff like that, that would be okay with you? TikTok kids trying to mouse over on their paper exam. Oh my. We'd be joyful, not just okay? 100% fine? Okay, so... I mean, like, if... I can ask if you guys need to secure, like, tape or a office glue stick. That's okay? You can't use the cheap school glue sticks. The project will fall apart. We welcome the challenge? Alright. Alright. I wanted to ask. I wanted to, you know, at least hear about it. Through blood, sweat, and tears. That also means that I have to make a tutorial. That also means I have to make a tutorial every month. Or maybe every other month, I don't know. But this has, like, your QR code for tutorial. I'm like, oh great, I have to make a tutorial then. That's okay. Maybe if I really, really want to have some months where something is really special. Because this is not an easy thing for me to make either. It's not easy to design, so it would not be like every single month we get like something super intense. It would be like, you know, maybe every 3 months we get something a little bit different. That type of thing. One time I saw a dry erase board where someone made a bullet point list and underlined words with red, and I confusedly stared at it for a bit, trying to figure out why the word was spelled wrong. Oh no. Oh. I'm going expert mode and using cyanocrylite glue. You know, funny you say that. That is actually the glue that I used to use when I did papercraft. That is actually the suggested glue for paper crafting. Is cyanocrylite glue. I'm dead serious, by the way. When I first started reading Dune, I tried to place my finger on words I didn't know because I was so used to reading on the Kindle for years. Vesa! Vesa blue screened. Vesa, no! That's just the reading version of drawing traditionally and then trying to tap the undo tool. That's not good, Vesa. One of the reasons I want to try to work more traditionally in the future is because, you know, tapping your desk for the undo tool is a thing. Oh my gosh, when I did that art for Nami, for her book launch, I was so frustrated with how much I couldn't use a liquefy tool. You can hear the little fan inside Vesa's head going burr when he's thinking real hard. Alright. At some point, this would be really cool, like, instead of Bavaria, it would be really cool at some point to do this of the Atelier. See, it's not just me, you're dum-dum too. It's not something to be proud of, Vesa! In my defense, when you're doing digital art, having your hand on the undo tool is like a constant thing. Like, your hand is literally hovering over the undo tool consistently as you work, so it becomes like literal muscle memory. Real life needs an OS update. Like, okay. When you guys do, when you do digital art, this is kind of the basic setup, right? You have your tablet here, and then you have a hand here, right? And then the other hand is either on a keyboard shortcut tool or a keyboard or something. In my case, it's a tool, right? And you have like this little box. If you don't have a box, you have a keyboard. It's the same thing either way. You either have a box or a keyboard. I use the box because it's weird and new, but it makes everything a lot faster. And it has little buttons on it. And the whole time that you are working on here, your other hand is on the box with a bunch of buttons. And so it is quite literally muscle memory when I have the pen in my hand. That the buttons are in the other hand constantly the whole time for hours on end. POV, you are star drawing. Don't believe this chat. This isn't true or accurate. The box is sci-fi. The box makes things a lot easier, I'll tell you that. Point of view, you're star cleaning a window with a squeegee and a sponge. It is high up. That's oh. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, my point is that it becomes literal muscle memory. See, I taught an important lesson on perspective. I'm helping. Vessa knows the other muscle memory that happens when I do art for too long. That is the other muscle memory problem. There's two muscle memory problems. One is the box, and the other is the thing below it. Vessa knows what this means. Oh, you do. Vessa for core. Vessa, what is the one art-related thing that has since cursed me? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. These are my two plagues. These are my two plagues as an artist. Trying to undo things with this box and mixing up left and right. You crap talk me for tapping a book and you don't know left from right. I only did the book tap thing once. Just 180 the box. It doesn't necessarily work like that. To be fair, these are completely different art forms. One is illustration and the other's live 2D. Very, very different forms. But still kind of throws me off. This thing cursed me forever. I did this for like a month, and now I've lost years. I don't know how it happened, but it did. Anyway. Let me do some little doodles of things here. So, one other thing that you guys said was a standee, right? Standee you would have to cut out as well. Just, like, you know, tell it, like, what do you do, standee? If I understand the type of thing you're talking about, right? And then it's like, piece of paper like that. And then you would have, like, some sort of, maybe a strip with a slot in it. So it ends up doing, like, this thing. We can do that too, but again, it requires making cuts of things. That's what you mean when you said paper standee, right? Not exclusive to art. I have that all the time, including in car. Can you suggest a doodle? What are you thinking? Star holding up her hands in L shapes to see the left hand making an L and smiling like a jock in an 80s film. Oh, you're killing me. I hate that I can see the smiling like a jock in an 80s film thing. Like, I just immediately knew exactly what you meant by that. Don't answer a question with another question. Not killing you, making you stronger. We're building character. Oh my gosh. One sec here. Okay. But, yeah, okay. Can you suggest a doodle? Yes, you can suggest a doodle. So we can do this thing, we can do the accordion thing. The accordion art. Someday I want to do that. Not anytime soon, because I'm still learning how to do... Still learning everything. I think it's kind of intense, but at some point, it would be cool. I like paper crafts. I think they're a fun way to make interesting concepts. I don't know if I would require you to do this part, because cutting in the center is hard. Maybe I'd just have, like, a little slit here and then put something in front of it, so, like, you don't have to worry about that. That might help. And then we could do, like... No. Me just trying to rough out a castle of some sort, just to get the idea. In Disney World! We went from Mail Club to translations, back to Mail Club to doodles now? I mean, the doodles are Mail Club related! Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what Seko has to say. I'm trying to think of what else works for this kind of thing. Yeah, you know what I'd probably do? I'd probably make like a slit here so you guys didn't have to worry about trying to cut in the center, because I think that that's really difficult. And it makes it way too easy to bend the paper. And then I would just have, like, you know, maybe some little border that you would... Maybe a little border that doesn't go across the whole thing. That you just put on the edge to cover up the cut. And you just would glue that on top, and then that would be fine. Why do I have to say anything? I asked and I got an answer. Am I being trolled here? I'm worried it was a trap. Stockler, it was a trap. Okay, then. Congratulations. 10 out of 10. I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Oh. Maybe as a doodle, draw you in Cheese Moon UFO. I don't even remember what the Cheese Moon UFO looked like. Prism in a UFO hovering over cheese. Would that... I don't even remember what it looked like. Just a basic UFO over cheese. There we go. Beautiful, indeed. Amazing. This is my legacy now? What? Mustache Gazer getting dropped onto cheese from Prism UFO. You have it in Thursday stream. Thursday stream is gonna be silly. That's my gun penguin? Really? You sure about that? Prism UFO. Amazing. Truly incredible. For some reason, your mind is remembering Shrinky Dinks. I feel like that would be really fragile, no? Puzzle box / jewelry box papercraft. Is that too... That's like full-on origami, though. Is that too hard? If you guys are okay with, if you guys are okay with this, that does open up a lot of, possibilities that I kind of didn't think I had. Because I was racking my brain trying to look for papercrafts that did not go to this level. So if this level is okay with you guys, that does open up a lot of possibility for me. So I am glad that we talked about this. I'm glad we discussed it because, that opens up a lot more things. Not sure what they are at my exact moment, but I know that we can find some cool things. Even I can do that. It just takes time, I think. When you have to like build the accordion thing and whatever. I think the hardest part is cutting around this edge stuff. You know, that it has to, in order to do this effect, this has to be cut so that you can make it 3D. Actually, wait, let me check real quick. How does this one work? 'Cause how do you make the bottom? This is another... Oh, okay, they slot in. They slot in and then get glued in. Time-consuming, but hopefully doable if she's using it in her mail club. And then I would probably do a, I'd probably just do a slit there. And then have something that you would glue on top of it. And the reason that I would do that is because cutting in the center of a piece of paper is really difficult. You either have to have an X-Acto blade, or you have to bend the paper and cut into the center of it, like sort of punch it through. And that can be kind of nerve-wracking. So I'd probably do a cheap way of doing this. You do it easily by folding it in half and then using scissors. The problem with folding it in half is that then you have creases in the paper. Because yeah, you can just fold it in half and cut it, but then your big front display piece has a giant crease in the center. Now I'm wondering how difficult some cut required 3D puzzles. If you have an X-Acto, it's fine, but that is way harder to ask people to own than scissors and tape and glue. Would be to print on cardstock. Yeah, you'd have to either punch a hole through. You'd have to have some way of, like, making the hole. You can use the tip of your scissors and make a hole in the center of paper, but it takes practice. It's definitely doable. Oh wait, you own an X-Acto too? All you have to do is you just have to make a hole in the center so that you can then use scissors to make the rest of it. And I don't know, it's a little dicey. You have a merch idea. What is your merch idea? What I could also do is I could just make that an option. I could just say, hang on. I could just say cut in center, or cut, slit, and use piece. And then it's an option for people. Knockoff Illusionari branded X-Acto knives. What? Called X-Acto. Anyway. One slip on stream. Oh, and jeez. I've completely lost track of what we were talking about. Zaki was so funny though, we like it. You almost die on stream. I think you slipped more than once. You know what would have been missing for a long time, and oi. What else is new? Oh. You goofy, crazy, fluffy little troublemakers. Oh boy. The funny part wasn't just the slip itself, it was how you caught it and then your brain froze and you lost it laughing. Oh my gosh. Hello, I have a question. Has anyone ever asked you to draw the most confusing art? I don't know, I'm new. I have nothing to say, but I love your VTuber model. Let's speak. First of all, Void, thank you very much. Void Vita, that is very kind of you to say. Second of all, on a daily basis. They asked me to draw confusing things on a daily basis. I just drew my mascot in a UFO carrying cheese. The most confusing art? Man, I don't even know what the limit of that would be. There's now 2 voids in chat. There's now voids across platforms. What do you mean on a daily basis? Care to share with the class? Sure, why not? Where's that goofy Bakadoodle? Let me see, what do we have here? Where's the one with the floorboard? Okay. We've got one member of the community who turns into every known species. Instead of everything is crabs, it's everything is Vesa. We've got my community, who is represented by bunnies. So they basically spend all their time in a place called the Deep Burrows, and I cannot access the Deep Burrows. So I don't know what the Deep Burrows are or what they do, but sometimes when they're bored, they just stick sticky notes through the floorboards. What else do we have? One time they asked me if I could fight against 3 pterodactyls. Then the mascot that you see in the lower left corner became a dinosaur. And then there's a joke that every time I say things without full English, it just becomes a Steam code. Oh god, I didn't expect this. Where'd we get the sticky notes and pens? I don't know. So yeah, the most confusing art, there's quite a few. But there you go, if that's what you wanted to know about. That is a quick glimpse into this very confusing community. And see what else we have. The heavy metal one? That one was from before, but sure, yes, we also have that one. I don't think everyone has seen that, actually, so that's a fair one to show off. So there was one person that Vesa and I used to talk to who basically spoke in pure insanity to a very accurate level of the average stargazer, frankly. And I ended up drawing this, and this was essentially like, what was in this person's head? Also, I became a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Also, this features my Anthro self. Star, if you ever saw the mind-befuddling shenanigans the BPL 76 crew and I wound up doing, you would think these confusing art pieces quite charming. Trust me on that. Fair enough. I can't compete with BPL stuff. I know that from Lady Red. Loki didn't think and give strange art requests like this. The enemy is closer than you think because I'm gonna eat your art. Why not? We already have people who like to try to eat furniture. Why not art? Where do we start to decipher that? Exactly. I don't even remember half these things. One person got turned into a D20. The other got turned into a Pokemon. I got turned into a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Vesa got... I don't remember what the pancake wheel was. But no, okay, Mo, I'm very aware that I can't compete with BPL. But I do think that this does get close. I'm a Cretan pirate bee for now. That sounds about right for BPL. I feel like this is probably the most chaotic, confusing piece I've done so far. Also eating the money out of the cash register. Yeah, we kind of need that. I need to keep yelling at Newbie for that one. So yes, lots of confusing art. And if you think it's a threat to eat it, I've already lost, I've lost count of how many couches I've lost. Another weird question, but if you could eat your own art, what taste do you think it would have? Depends on what year, I guess. I used to make things that was like very, very, what would you call it? Like, I used to make things that was like really cute, sweet children's booky. And then I started playing Arknights and my art is less children's booky now, but it is chaotic. If you had to ask the community, they would probably say something sweet. Yeah, there you go. They would probably say something like cotton candy, but... You do make a pretty cool Yu-Gi-Oh card. From sweet to umami. There you go. From sweet to umami. I'm sure someone will say blueberry at some point, considering color. Rock candy. There it is. There it is. What would it taste like? Rock candy. There you go. That is probably it. It's probably rock candy. Cause then you get the sweet part and the crystalline part. It's probably rock candy. Pistachio? You think it would be pistachio? Maybe. It is most likely rock candy. That is probably accurate for the majority of what the work I do. I can make serious things. It just kind of depends. A lot of times I don't make serious things. But sometimes I make serious things. It's mainly fan art now. Star made my favorite Grendel drawing. Oh, what, was that the... Was that one of the Bakadoodles? Hang on. Why do I have Bakadoodles in like a million different folders? I used to call it MS Paint. Where is it? I know which one you're talking about, Grendel. One I won in some gacha thing? Wait, was it the full color? Was it the nice one or the gremlin one? Because here's the gremlin one. We do have this one still. The full colored one, yeah, that was nice. I like that one. Where's the full color? That was... Where would that be, actually? Oh, where would that... Oh, here we go. Grendel is mischievous gremlin, but also has a very nice design. A charming little guy, yeah! Void Vita says, funny story, I used to draw when I was a child, and it was an embarrassment because I used to draw my Roblox avatar stupidly. I feel like drawing a Roblox avatar is difficult based on that shape. Can we eat him? No, you can't! He's right there! Also, I don't think you should try to eat a shadow monster. Yes, just like in Beowulf. Of course, Vesa would take in another agent of chaos. Indeed. I feel like the entire group is only agents of chaos. Can we ear let necklace instead? No! Seko? Seko. YouTube just translated your original words to name. YouTube is very broken. We won't eat Grendel if you give us your necklace. Please give the necklace Star for my sake. Grendel, you can take them. It's fine. You take the Chaos Agent role in shifts. Seko's now officially renamed I'm not throwing Grendel under the bus. Grendel's powerful. Grendel's a big shadow beast. Grendel will share the necklace with you. Nom is name in Catalan. Or, Catalan, but the problem is YouTube making assumptions. Oh my gosh. No! I cannot give you the necklace. I can't even give Prism the necklace. That Prism Dino was just using necklace as a lure. I'm helplessly small. Grendel! Come on! You're a shadow beast! You gotta have something up your sleeve! You have sleeves! Always so shellfish. You know you have a full stash of replacement necklaces? Come on. I really don't. Why would you think I would have that? You do have sleeves. He's already beating us. Exactly. He has sleeves. That's exactly what I'm saying. Oh my. Trying to see what other MS Paint stuff we have. If there's anything. Ah, yes. Wait, you've already... Oh, yeah. He doesn't like cats, though. If the necklace doesn't taste nice, why do you even need it? I don't use it for food! We should breed sleeve dogs for Grendel. That actually sounds cute. YouTube takes me off sometimes when I use it to watch YouTube videos, and they decide it's a great idea to put 3 ads before the video even starts. I mean, to be fair, is that any different from Twitch? The necklace tastes like a Switch cartridge. Exactly. What else? I had one more here, and I don't even remember the context. Oh, it was after... So Grendel ran away with my supplies. And then we caught him. Alright, but anyway, my god, you pulled up his tail. What do you mean? His tail floats! His tail floats! Anyway. Yeah, Vesa. His tail floats. See? It's natural. Exactly, yeah. Anyway, I think we will call it there. We actually ended up going to, like, normal stream time, which I'm kind of surprised by. But if you haven't yet, please consider joining our Discord. We would love to have you in the crazy, chaotic Discord. Stream Elements just promoted it on Twitch. But yeah, we have a very, very active Discord channel, very kind community, very easy to find your place, especially if you like chaos or eating inanimate objects. Trust me, you will absolutely be comfortable there. We do have an Arknights channel, although I don't really need to say that because I'm not really doing Arknights things right now. But definitely consider joining the Discord if you haven't, following on YouTube, subscribing on Twitch. We would love to have you, or no, reverse that. Subscribing on YouTube, following on Twitch. There we go. Anyway, our next stream is going to be tomorrow. We will be back on the boat, and we will see how that goes. And yes, I will probably try to do something with operators off stream to make you guys feel a little more comfortable. Alright, have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night. Definitely consider joining the Discord if you haven't yet. And with that, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Alright, all the best. Thank you so much.